actually, I said DJ Wickham to win overall this division because of his big total. I'm going to guess Peter Edgett is going to take this, the triplet, and then we'll have to see by what margin. Although DJ Wickham's going to be hard to beat, I'll tell you that.
Well, and I think they said that Peter, nobody has competed in more CrossFit events than Peter. If you count the regionals and sectionals and things like that, he's upwards of 6 or 7 competitions.
Okay, here we go. We got Gabe Subry. This is the 85-kilo triplet. 7 rounds, Gabe Subry, a great competitor from the Stockton area in California. Patrick Burke, 7 rounds.
Squat clean behind him.
Yeah, 1 rep differentiates them. And
Sean Tallman.
And Pat Burke, also a games competitor for 2 years in a row now, 09 and 10, did very well.
Yeah. Just barely qualified in the regionals with Matt, right?
Yeah. It was an amazing. He came from 13th and ended up in 3rd, I believe.
Now, Sherry, talk to us a little bit because you did this triplet earlier today. So what was your strategy as far as, hey, when am I going to take a break? How am I going to pace myself throughout this 10-minute AMRAP?
I think as a CrossFitter, this is a pretty lightweight for the clean, so you just try to get through all 6 of those cleans without stopping. The pull-ups were actually the difficult piece for me, and if you can link all 12 of those and keep breathing, you see a lot of people out there holding their breath, and I think that's really punishing them when they get to the double unders. And, you know, just try to go unbroken and keep breathing and just pace through that.
And I think that speaks to the experience level of the athlete. You know, Peter Edgett, he's done this stuff over and over and over again. He's got a ton of experience. He knows how difficult it is to try to compensate for that negative oxygen. You know, he's trying to stay ahead, I'm sure, right now. Whereas a lot of these guys, they're just giving it everything they got.
Right. Right.
Maybe not the smartest idea.
No. Yeah. You know, it's interesting to see, you know, that you can go out too fast in a workout like this and then start getting behind and slowing down way too much.
Well, and that 10 minutes can be a little deceptive because you're thinking, it's only 10 minutes. How bad can it hurt? But yeah, you can definitely go out too fast.
Yep.
So
and
we got a good race here. That's Brendan Pastrick. He just finished round 3 and starting round 4. Yeah. And Peter Edgett also finished starting round 4 here. So these guys are neck and neck. Looks like Brandon is 1 rep ahead, but they're taking a little extra time on that between those two.
They're at a good pace to hit that 7 rounds that we saw earlier today.
Yeah, and there's actually, we're not going to be able to do the award ceremony for the 95-kilo weight class because Matt Chan, sitting right here, is actually lifting in the 94-kilo weight class. Hopefully, if he makes weight.
Now, Matt, was that strategy, or you just don't know how much you weigh?
Yeah, right. You know, I've never experienced the making weight thing for any sport I've ever played.
We'll talk later because I've got all the tricks in the book.
Perfect.
So, yeah, I can help you with that. We're almost at the halfway mark in this workout. And another deceptive factor is the grip strength goes real quick with these types of movements.
Yeah, you know, it's surprising. Even the double unders.
Right.
You know, I really found it was more lungs than it was grip strength.
Oh, really?
I really did, yeah. Just not being able to catch your breath moving through these rounds.
Do you think that would be true at any altitude, or do you think the altitude has...
Well, I train in Denver, so that's not really a factor for me, and that was my issue. So.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so we got a bunch of these athletes now starting their 5th round.
And we're at the 5-minute mark as well.
Yeah. Oh, that is a blazing pace.
Phenomenal.
Blazing pace.
Let's see.
Now the
hands go to the knees.
Yeah. You know what happens? The knees try to raise up, and you have to hold them down to make sure nothing bad. Okay, so Peter's gone to the pull-up bar before Brandon. He's a little bit ahead.
So Brandon's now breaking up his squat cleans, and at 4 minutes and 30 seconds, I wouldn't expect somebody to be there quite yet. So maybe that's an athlete that we've seen that's maybe started out just a little bit too aggressive.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like Peter's going to make it through all 12 reps unbroken.
Great.
He'll take his rest as he walks over to grab his rope.
And that's smart recovery time right there.
Yeah. You know, Peter's kind of a dark horse. You know, he doesn't draw a lot of attention to himself. You know, you don't hear a lot about him. But every time you show up, he's kind of towards the top of whatever it is that you're doing or that he's around. And great guy, really soft-spoken, and you know, just kind of sits there and finds a way to be at the top of the game.
Well, that's exactly what happened in the Southwest Regionals last year. Nobody was really talking about him very much, and then right there he came in and won the whole thing.
Yep.
You know, you can see Brandon when he's doing those double unders how relaxed his upper body is, and it's good technique.
What?
Tony found his sense of humor. All right. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the workout.
We've got Peter on round 6 starting, correct?
Yeah, it looks like it.
He can finish this and get at least another round and a half after that. So.
And he did all 6 unbroken.
Yep.
That's Brent Maier right there from, he is actually from Colorado Springs.
Looks like Brandon's suffering a little bit on these cleans.
Now, Peter's gone, I don't know if we can get a picture of this. He's gone to a pretty wide grip on his pull-ups. I don't know if he's changing that grip in an effort to try to maybe mix it up. Deal with some.
Try to shorten the distance.
Yeah, shorter distance of travel there. And he's back to the double unders.
Again, we're not seeing him break up anything. No. Yeah, Brandon is on his pull-ups. He's actually not that far behind.
Yeah, despite breaking up the squat cleans and it looks like the pull-ups, Peter Edgett just has a very slow transition that Brandon Pastrick is taking advantage of.
You guys see that shot of Peter's legs there? He's got blood dripping down those shins.
I'd love to see that. We're almost at the 2-minute mark left in the workout. This is where Chris Feeler says you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's time to open up the floodgates and get things going. There's a good shot of that shin.
I think that's Kevin O'Gar.
Yeah, I think this is Kevin O'Gar that we're seeing right now. He's from Denver also.
Very strong athlete.
You recognize him by his shins?
Yes, yes. I know all CrossFitters.
Wow.
Okay, Peter just starting up his 7th round.
Here we go.
With 1:50, he can get through this and still get a couple reps.
He can, actually. He's going to be...
he's got to speed up that transition time to get any reps in that 8th round.
Or I guess remember, Chris Feeler finished 8 rounds plus a few reps.
Yeah.
So, but last in the 85 kilo class, I think our best was 7 rounds and 18 reps.
Change. Yeah.
No, maybe it was only 2. I can't remember. You can see those pull-ups starting to go away.
And the last thing you want at this part is to have reps that don't count. Absolutely. So your chin doesn't go quite over the bar. You hate to hear that rep say, hey, you got to do that one over again.
Okay, Brandon starting in the 7th round.
And Peter on the pull-ups, and he's now breaking up the pull-ups.
There's a good shot of Peter right there.
Here we go.
We've got Russell behind him.
He's fighting for that.
Okay, so this is the first set of pull-ups that he's actually had to break up.
And you can see Brandon in the background.
We're talking about 90-some-odd pull-ups at this point, though.
Yeah.
The volume's up there.
Look at that
41
pain.
seconds left.
The crowd's really getting into it, though. This is getting pretty exciting.
So Peter's breathing hard. There's a lot of pain. He's got to keep that coordination. Double unders is a lot of coordination.
30 seconds. The judge giving him some final instructions there.
There he goes. He can easily get 1 per second. He can finish this round.
He could pick up that bar again almost.
This is easy kilos
He goes
here,
fast
too.
enough.
You don't want to pause here, and it looks like he is.
He's got 12 seconds left at this point.
And there's Brandon on those pull-ups.
That's it. Every rep counts. Get over there. You need to be on that jump.
Grab that bar.
Here we go. Peter got 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Look, completed 7 rounds plus 1 rep.
Yeah, that rep counts. Every rep counts.
So if you...
Yeah, and he didn't even go down to the ground. You know, we saw Kristen Clever go to the ground. I've never seen her go to the ground.
And she stayed there for a minute or two as well.
It looked like Peter's knees were trying to come up and he was holding them down, but he's moving still. But this is
swaggering right now as he walks
when
across
you get to this point, I mean, you're gasping for air. I mean, there's almost a fear there that you're not going to make it, like you're not going to get enough air. Are you laughing at me?
It's true. The breath knocked out of you. You feel like, am I ever going to breathe again?
It's almost a panic. Like, oh my God, did I overdo it? Am I?
Is this what a cardiac arrest is?
We always tell our athletes the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to pass out.
Yeah, and then your body will actually start breathing again on its own.
Yeah, not so bad, right?
So
there he is. All right, there's Peter Edgett.
I'm disappointed in him. He's actually sitting down at this point. Great
fantastic
job,
showing. Fantastic showing.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
So tied the top athletes out of the 85 kilo class, which were
Pretty
Pat Burke
close.
and
I think Pat actually got Subri. He got at least one more rep than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's worth mentioning again that that Kevin Montoya is in second place overall right now, right behind Chris Wheeler. I believe as far as the totals go, I think Chris is still on the top.
Really? That's amazing. All right, well, Peter Edgen, so we have to see how DJ's going to do in that next round. They're setting up, but before we do, we're going to cut to a quick commercial, and this is Rogue Fitness, one of our key sponsors, provider of all the equipment. We'll be back shortly.
The men and women that decimate your times are not superhuman. What makes them different is not a gift, but an unreasonable desire to push self-imposed suck beyond its logical limits. What comes out the other side becomes legendary. Do yourself a favor and realize that there is no technique in the world that will save you. There are no pills, no secrets, no passwords on the path to greatness. You've got to embrace the pain, push the threshold, and feel the suck. And then you've got to muster the courage to go back 6 times a week. And then you've got to muster the courage to go back 6 times a week. 6 times a week. 6 times a week.
Welcome back, and thanks for joining us at the beautiful Cheyenne Mountain Resort. First ever event of its kind. This is the 2010 CrossFit USA Weightlifting Open competition. We've got Ole lifters doing CrossFit workouts. We've got CrossFitters doing Ole competitions. This is a pretty exciting event. Cherie, you were part of this earlier today. We're just finishing the first triplet heat, about to start the second one, and you did this.
My eyes are open wide by the way